What a wonderful afternoon we have had so far. District 42 is always looking for new leaders to take on district roles, such as area director and division director for this next upcoming Toastmaster year. For this next 15 minutes, I'll be having a casual conversation with 3 awesome leaders about their experience in being in a leadership role. Please welcome Faye Andrusiak, former Treasure Chest president, Bob Rodgers, current Division A director, and Dawn Thomas Cameron, a former area director, which I had the pleasure of being an area director with her. Okay. I am going to start with Faye. Please tell me, what club do you belong to and how long have you been in Toastmasters?
Thank you, Debbie. I am a member of Treasure Chest Toastmasters Club, and I've been in Toastmasters for 27 years.
And Bob, I'll ask you the same question.
Thanks, Debbie. So I joined the Youth Leadership Program in 1988 at high school, and then I joined Toastmasters with my current club, Air Discovery Toastmasters, in 1998. So I've been in since 98 or 88, depending on how you count the time.
Wow, that is a long time to be in Toastmasters for. And Dawn, I'll ask you the same question. How long have you been in Toastmasters for, and what clubs do you belong to?
I have been in Toastmasters since 2003 on and off. I took a couple breaks, and I'm currently a member of Downtowners and BLT.
That is awesome. Now I'm going to start with Dawn again. Why did you join Toastmasters? Can you let us know why Toastmasters?
Well, I originally joined Toastmasters to help with my speaking skills, to get my butterflies to fly in formation. Some of you may know that in grade 11, when I ran for the SRC, I shook the podium when I was doing my speech. And in university, they don't teach you how to do public speaking. So my first experience was just after graduation. I graduated in 2002 from the U of S, and I joined Toastmasters the next year after that, just to improve my communication and later communications. That was my sole reason.
Thank you. The SRC, I did not join the SRC just because
I wasn't successful.
I didn't want to take on those leadership roles, and I was still this introvert sitting in the corner, and I could not speak. I remember wanting to join Toastmasters when my sister got married because I was supposed to make a speech. I didn't join Toastmasters, but I made the speech and I was shaking in my boots. Bob, why did you join Toastmasters?
So, you know, many on the screen will agree. I just love the sound of my own voice. I mean, I never saw a microphone. I didn't, like Chris is nodding there. But in seriousness, if I'm going to be talking, I wanted to be able to have something reasonable to say and be able to speak in such a way that it might be worth listening to, hopefully. Second one, there's 3 reasons. That's the first. Second one is public speaking is fun. It's fantastic to get up in front of a group and speak and be able to do it with some degree of fluency, which is what Toastmasters gives. And then the third one, and everybody's going to agree that this is the reason I should have joined, working on my listening skills, because Toastmasters is great, especially evaluation, learning how to pay attention to everybody else and maybe a little bit less to yourself. So those are my 3 reasons, Debbie.
Great. And what a great session today. We are talking to 150 people. And Faye, why did you join Toastmasters?
Well, Debbie, it's a long time ago now, but I had just started a new job. And the board chair strongly encouraged me to join Toastmasters. And when the board chair encouraged you to join Toastmasters, you join Toastmasters, right? And I found that Toastmasters is a safe place, a forum where I could practice my skills as a communicator. And I started to recognize a change in me. I became more confident as a person. I wasn't afraid to step forward and get involved in things. And I did my job more efficiently. I think many employees, or employers, I should say, now are recognizing the benefits of Toastmasters in the workplace and are encouraging employees to join Toastmasters.
That is so true. Once you get out of outside your comfort zone, that's when you're going to learn too. And you're not just working, and you're becoming that leader who can be more efficient. Thank you. Now we're going to start with Bob. Why did you take on a leadership role in Toastmasters? Why did you become the Division A director?
Thank you, Debbie. I'm going to give two different answers for those two. So the first one is servant leadership. It was quite a long, I joined in '98, and other than club positions, and I did take a few variety of club positions, it's because Toastmasters had given so much to me. I felt, it's time to give something back, and being the leadership positions are necessary to make sure that all the clubs have what they need to be successful. So servant leadership is the first one. The second one was going to be my answer anyways, but it's oddly also the answer to Division A. Why did I become a leader? It's because somebody asked me to do it. And specifically Division A, and if Katrina's on the screen, I'm looking at you, Katrina. But it's a good method because it's hard to say no. It's especially hard to say no to Katrina. But it's hard to say no when somebody says, you would be a great leader for Toastmasters, and I would love it if you would step up. And it's really hard to say no to that. So that's the second reason. And I'm looking at you, Chris.
And you are a great leader. And Faye, why did you take on a leadership role other than you have to because of your DTM?
Thanks, Debbie. Yes, I embraced the Toastmasters program, both as communication and leadership training. And because it's a learn by doing aspect of Toastmasters, and I recognized the skills that I learned in Toastmasters were transferable to everything that I did in my life, with my family, with my community, with my career. And as club president, it gave me the opportunity to get involved in the planning and programming at the club level, as well as leading a team was an experience that I really benefited from the experience. I also liked representing the club outside of the club at the area council, and it gives you an opportunity to meet with other clubs and gain ideas for your club from those other clubs. And just to say that leadership in Toastmasters begins at the club level. By being a club leader, you will have the opportunity to assist your club and the members that you're leading to be successful. And that translates into success outside of the club as well at the area, division, and district level.
Thank you. And John, I know you are current president of Downtowners, and you have been an area director a couple of times, I believe. Why did you take on that leadership role, and why do you continue to take on leadership roles?
Great question. I laugh when you say don't say because it was to get your DTM, but way back in 2010, I want to say, I think it was Keith Lee did a boot camp, and he showed this picture and it had a journey on it. And he said, mark off everything on here that you've done. And I did it. And it was never my intention to get my DTM. Honestly, I was focused on communication skills. I never considered myself a leader. I never thought I would get my DTM. It wasn't something that was a life goal. But lo and behold, after looking at this beautiful map, I realized I had two things left, area director and youth leadership. And I'm like, well, why wouldn't I then? And so I took it on. And since then I took it on again because it was such a great experience the first time I did it. And I think that giving back to other Toastmasters is a big part of the Toastmasters part. That's why I keep doing it. And I like the president role because it's the easiest role when you have a fully functioning executive and enough members in the club.
Yes, the president role is delegation and supporting. And I agree with you regarding the area director role. When I took it for the first year, I didn't know what I was doing. And then I took it on for the second year. I really embraced it. I'm going to ask you, the three of you, a question that I did not send you. How did the leadership roles help you at work? We will start with Dawn.
Sorry, repeat one more time. I was reading a comment.
How did your leadership roles help you in the workplace? Like when you're at work, how did it help you?
Oh, it's amazing. I keep going in Toastmasters. I keep going to Toastmasters because I find that when I step back from it, I start to lose that leadership. I start to lose that communication. I've had a boss that came to me. I've been at the same job now for 17 plus years, and she was not my manager, but I worked a lot with her when I first started at SaskTel. And a couple of years ago, she actually said to me, I cannot believe how much you've grown in the time since I met you till now. And she says, your communication, your leadership, you step up, you volunteer for stuff, you help with organizing stuff, doing team events, things like that, that are outside of the role of an SA, a systems analyst, an IT person. And I give full credit to Toastmasters because I learned how to do it at Toastmasters, through Toastmasters. And I never, it took me a while to realize that that's what it was doing it. But then once I did now, it's just amazing. So I think it's helped me a lot. I was one of the first people to get a service systems analyst position 3 years after starting at SaskTel, and usually it's a 5-year journey. There you go. That's how it's helped.
Yeah, thank you. I agree with that. I'm going to shake this up a little bit because I know we are running short on time. So I'm not going to ask the same questions here at the end. Bob, what advice would you give to people to take on that leadership role?
Well, I think what I would say to somebody if they're going to take on leadership role is you would make a great area director. That is what I would start by saying to them. That one. The second one is you do not have to be a great area director to become a great area director. By what I mean is you've got skills you don't even recognize, and nobody can do the job until they do the job. And until you're actually in it, you don't know how to do it. When you're in it, you can do it. And everybody, especially everybody on this call, has the skills and abilities already to move up to that next level of leadership and be successful in it. So a short one is give it a try.
I agree. And somebody who was on this call recently told me last weekend when I was frustrated, told me that Toastmasters is a learning ground. Get involved in Toastmasters, get involved in leadership. It is a learning ground. Yes, you're going to make mistakes, but this is a great place to make them. And Faye, I'm going to give you the last question before we wrap this up. What would you say to people to encourage them to take on a leadership role beyond the club?
Well, I would just tell them that it is an awesome experience. They will get lots of support from their leaders at the division and the district level. if they want to affect change, then they should get involved as a leader beyond the club. And all members have something to share, regardless if you're a new member or whether you've been here for 27 years, you all have something to share. And I believe that it is an excellent forum for you to develop your leadership skills. And you learn to delegate, you learn to value other people's opinion. So it's, I would encourage anyone to get involved beyond the club.
Well, I want to thank my panelists for being on my panel this afternoon. I really appreciate that. And to everyone out there who is currently in a club officer role and you're unsure about taking that next step forward into an area director, do it. Take a chance and do it. Nomination forms are on the D42TM.org website. After this call, go there today. I challenge you, fill out that form and become the next leader in our district. Master Chair.